What's the most outrageous thing another girl has done to put you in your place? My boyfriend made me feel like a princess until I met his sister. I remember being 16 and really nervous to meet her. I had stalked her Instagram for weeks in the time leading up to the family dinner. I could literally recite every caption she'd ever used back to 2019, as well as every story highlight she had up, because she was everything I wasn't. Blonde, tall, and skinny fat. Like, the dream body. And it's not like I'm ugly, or at least I hope not. I'm just short, brunette, and a size US 2 instead of 0. Obviously, I never mentioned my fears to my boyfriend, because the last thing I wanted was for him to think I was obsessed with his sister or something, even though I was. Fast forward to the big day. I wore a floral maxi dress that hugged my waist, and straightened my hair to make it less frizzy. At this point, I really thought my boyfriend would be my husband one day, so I didn't want to take any chances with his parents not liking me. Meanwhile, Jake just wore a gray Nike matching outfit. Go figure. When we walked in, I was hit with a wave of shock. His parents squeezed me super tight like I was already one of them, and when I saw his sister Vanessa, who was 2 years older than me, my jaw dropped. All my hopes of her being a catfish had vanished. She literally looked the exact same as she did on her Instagram. I was honestly about to start ignoring her just so I wouldn't have to feel insecure, but that's when she lunged at me for a hug too. OMG, Jake has told me so much about you. Her smile seemed genuine, loving, so I smiled and hugged her back. From there, things were pretty good, until we sat down for dinner. For context, I was extremely hungry because I literally hadn't eaten since breakfast, so when I finished eating before everyone else, I was too scared to ask for seconds. Luckily, Jake's mom literally offered it to me, but when I glanced over at Vanessa, she violently began to look at me, look down at my plate, then look up at me again like 100 times. I don't think you really need to eat all that. I dropped my fork. For some reason, I felt embarrassed, like it was my fault for literally just being a normal girl with an appetite. My boyfriend looked livid, but before he could open his mouth to speak, I pinched him, because there was no way I'd let my first impression of his family be me starting a fight. So I politely nodded and said, "You're right," before convincing his mom not to load me up. Turns out that one anecdote was Vanessa's green flag to outrageously body shame me for the rest of time, because as I drove home, my phone started buzzing with texts on Instagram. Vanessa was spamming me with lose weight Instagram reels, as well as healthy recipes from BuzzFeed. She hadn't even bothered to follow me back. I wanted nothing more than to screenshot her texts and let my boyfriend go off on her. But there was something I wanted even more than that, to be the girl who fights her own battles. So I simply just liked everything she sent and never replied. I figured that everyone has flaws, and if Vanessa was Jake's only flaw, then he was still the perfect man to me. So when his mom was having a birthday dinner and he invited me, I said yes. I got there super early because I wanted to scan the menu to already have my order chosen, but then out of nowhere, Vanessa showed up. When she saw me, she laughed. Ugh, I'm glad I'm not the only one who's freakishly early. I just have to come early to these things because I hate bumping into people when my implants are freshly adjusted. My mouth was literally hanging open, and I guess she knew I had no idea what she was talking about, because that's when she said, "Oh right, yeah, I'm usually pretty open about it. I just don't want my family to know. You can keep a secret, can't you?" I nodded politely. Suddenly, every ounce of insecurity was vacuumed out of my body, because not only does she have chest implants, but also a tummy tuck, liposuction, a nose deviation, and hair extensions. And I really was going to keep her secret. But at the dinner table, while I began to order, she laughed like a pig. "If you're gonna eat that much, why don't you just buy the whole damn restaurant?" She then proceeded to bang her fist on the table while crying laughing. Meanwhile, me and Jake's family just sat there, completely straight-faced and very uncomfortable. "Hey Vanessa, if you're going to have that much plastic pumped into your body, why don't you just box yourself up and start going by Barbie?" She immediately went silent. Even the waiter chuckled. "Oh, didn't you guys know?" I was now facing her parents. Vanessa hasn't even so much as stepped foot into college. All your money has gone into her nose, lips, and stomach. Her parents started screaming at her and calling her greedy. Her dad even used the W word. My boyfriend just held my hand, making sure I was okay. Needless to say, she stormed out and I naively thought I'd never have to see her again. But the next day, I woke up to a call. It wasn't Vanessa, it was my mom. Someone had broken into our house, and my younger sister was nowhere to be found. Turns out Vanessa is not only a plastic pumped beach, she's effing psycho. The rest of the full story is on my channel.